Hey, it's that time again to talk about my transition from a baseball player to a full-time content creator slash YouTuber slash Twitch streamer slash radio host slash podcaster. And there's a lot to cover this week. I've been thinking a lot about how I want to go about doing these in the future. Like, I would like to show some of the things that are changing and improving, or not improving, or things I'm learning over time, because I think this is a process, especially like the whole like content creator thing, that a lot of people are wondering about, especially people who are a little bit younger. Like, if it's something that is viable and is fun, I think people should do it if they want to, because, you know, the opportunity to be creative is something that people are searching for, I feel like. And this is a logical way to start without having a big gatekeeper or like there's nothing stopping you from going, because everyone's got a Google account. Like, you can make a YouTube account literally in 3 seconds. So if you have something to say, or if you just like making videos and you just want to share them as opposed to having them sit on your computer, it's a great place to do it. I'm doing it, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing, and then maybe you find that interesting, or maybe you use it. I don't know. How do you make money doing these things? Because there's 1,000 platforms now with all these different money-making, features, things to monetize, whatever, and they're hawking that stuff at you like crazy because they want you to use their platform to make the most money. I've known this for a while. It's not like I'm just starting doing this. I know about a bunch of it, but I, for the first time, have gotten to go deep dive into each platform that I'm on and that I regularly post to. What are the monetization opportunities, and then how do you do them, and what's worth it and what isn't? I am in a very fortunate position, and this makes me perfect for a case study like this. I retired from a lucrative career before this, so I have money to sit on. I don't need this to be like life-sustaining income very soon. So I'm able to ramp these things up, figure out which parts of them that I like and that are viable, that I'm good at, and maybe what's worth spending the most time doing, just from a experiment standpoint. And I just feel like, especially with the way the world is right now, there's not very many people who can do that. So maybe I can do it and give you some of the insight, maybe make some of the mistakes so that other people don't have to make them. It would be cool if anybody, even one person, was like, oh, I'm not doing that now, because that doesn't seem like a good option. Something that I would love this channel to be, and I'm going to be learning new stuff on this channel, as my channel is called Trevor Learns Everything. That's the jingle. That's the jingle now. I think I just made a jingle. Anyway, before we get into the bulk, though, really quick updates. One, I've been retired for 5 months, and man, your boy is getting soft, and I'm talking physically. I'm getting fat. I don't like it, and it's time to put some of my exercise equipment in my house to use. Yes, this is something that a lot of guys struggle with when they retire, and I understand. And that motivation's got to come from you, not fear of failing on a Major League Baseball field. So I'll keep you updated on that. Next, I don't know if you noticed, but I have joined just about every single show there is that talks about baseball on the internet. I've been doing my own YouTube channel. That's Trevor May Baseball. I have revived my Trevor May Gaming, previously called I Am Trevor May channel, with some Minecraft that I've been doing on stream lately, playing with a lot of friends. It's been a blast, and I'm always going to revisit that. So I have those 2 channels, and I have this one. So now, if you're counting, that's 3. And that's not including the Rates and Barrels podcast I do every Friday with Eno Saris and Derek Van Riper. I joined the Foul Territory podcast as well. As a small role, I'll be filling in mostly and not doing as many episodes as maybe people would assume. But I will be joining the crew over there, and it's a blast. It's a really fun, different kind of format. Then every Sunday with Danny Wexman for 3 hours from 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time, I do Home Plate, the MLB Radio Sunday show. Those are the 3 pods on top of my podcast, the May Contain Action podcast. It's centered around rewatching movies and pretty much making fun of them with my friend Paul, which I love doing. It's so fun. I also write my newsletter and basically keep you updated the way I'm keeping you updated here. That's what this video is for. So if you're coming from the newsletter, give me a thumbs up in the comments, because I'm really happy that you're here. And on top of all that, I'm doing TikToks, shorts, and reels. Yes, it's a lot for one person to do. I am at my bandwidth. I'm probably a little bit over it. Those are all the things I'm doing. I'm not good at saying no. So if I'm going to be spending all this time, might as well be learning how to treat it. I hate saying it like this, but there's no other way to do it. Treat it like a business. Like, pay attention to what's working, what isn't, and then making adjustments. So treating it like a business is just a faster way to say that. but I would prefer to use the long form because it doesn't feel so like internet guru-y, which I'm not claiming to be. So I've been looking in very deeply into the platforms that I care about and what the platforms that I care about making income on, and the platforms that I like being on, but I don't necessarily need it to bring in income. Like I could activate every monetization feature on everything I'm on, and then I've learned that there's a couple that I'm not interested in, and there's a couple that I think are going to be the best options for me and are the possibly the most lucrative platforms. I think will be kind of spearheading the income side of things. On YouTube is kind of number one. The way you make money on YouTube is you can do it with memberships, where similar to subscriptions on Twitch, which I'll mention in a bit, where people pay $5 a month. You can make memberships, you can give out emotes, and you can do all kinds of stuff, like where you get benefits or special privileges other places like Discord or Patreon or whatever. I don't do YouTube memberships in the moment, but I am open to possibly adding new stuff, especially on my baseball channel or my gaming channel that is related to those things. And even on this one, if that's something that, if you're like, wow, I'd really like, it would be cool if you did some cool stuff or you had emotes, whatever, just let me know in the comments. But then there's ads, which you just turn monetization on, and that is your ad split that you get from YouTube for the ads they show on your videos. And then there's sponsored videos, where a sponsor pays you directly to create some sort of special advertisement within your video. Now, I don't have any of those. Anything you've ever seen from me doing anything related to that, it's something that either I am invested in or I own or I made. So I don't do those right now. I'm open to them, but I'm planning on being a little bit choosy and making sure that it's something that I really use and love before I move ahead with that. Then we have TikTok. Now, this one is a big one. There's so many people that are like, TikTok, being a TikTok star is going to make me so rich. So it turns out that's very hard to do. So there's a few ways to make TikTok, one of which is a creativity program beta. It's like an ad split too. Like there's a pool of money, and you get, like, based on the ads associated with it, you get like a click rate similarly to YouTube. It's basically an amount of money per 1,000 clicks. Right now, mine is about $1 per 1,000 views, which is really high, frankly, for a lot of places. But that depends on like your niche content and like if you fit into the genre that you're associated with well. And then honestly, it's hard to tell. I couldn't find a lot of information that explains it. And that's a trend with TikTok, which I don't really enjoy. Also on TikTok, you can do a couple other things. You can do series that somehow pay you more. I don't understand what they mean by that. I'm going to put that over there for now. If I can figure that out, how that somehow makes more money, I will let you know. And then they have affiliate marketing on the TikTok shop. I can't begin to explain to you how much I hate that. I don't think that it is a good proposition for creators. I think that the value inherently goes to the companies always, because there is no downside. If you don't sell anything, then they lose nothing. They paid you no money. They really didn't give you any resources. But if you made a bunch of videos and you sold nothing and you make no money, you did a bunch of work and you weren't compensated for it. You did the work, but you're not compensated for it. Now, I understand the whole idea, but what if it doesn't work? That isn't how business works. That isn't how work works. You don't get paid after the fact based on assessment of that company deciding whether or not how much you're worth. TikTok Shop is all over the place. I hate it. And the payouts for selling mostly drop-shipped crap isn't great. They've convinced smaller creators, like if you sell, one of these, you can make $3 per sale. That sounds so great. However, the thing you're hawking usually isn't great. I've noticed generally that the people that are talking about them probably don't use it that much and are probably just wanting that split, which I understand. It's tough out here. And the people paying you back are receiving way more value, especially if you have one that goes viral. Yeah, you'll sell a few more, but they're going to get following that then moves beyond you. So you're not retaining anything, and the company's retaining customers. That's sneaky. So I'm not going to be doing that. And then next we have Twitch. So Twitch is a subscription model. It's like memberships for YouTube, $5 a month. You get emotes, you get less ads. It used to be no ads, but now it's just less ads because Amazon's pushing ads harder than anyone I've ever seen in my whole life. You also get access to like sub-only chat. You get access to stuff in my Discord. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been partnered for 7.5 years, so I've had the sub button for a good amount of time, and I think I have like 200 subs right now. Like it's something that I don't ever want to push on anybody, because you can just watch the stream and hang out for free. I don't like, if you're there, that's all. That's all that's the coolest part. So I don't think that it's something that should be necessary in order to enjoy yourself in my stream, but it is a way to make money, and it is part of it, and I do appreciate it. So if you choose to subscribe to me on Twitch, thank you. Also on Twitch, you can do an ad incentive program. It's very similar to TikTok Shop in that it's a new system employed by Twitch where they have subtly and creatively created a system where they have to pay you less and keep more of the money. They recently changed the split 50-50 from 70-30 for a lot of people. I was a 70-30 split. I got changed to 50-50 because I don't have there's like a weird threshold where you have to be between two numbers in order to have that split, and it goes 50-50 above or below it. It's like a bell curve situation, which seems very on the nose greedy. Amazon has proven time and time again that there's nothing you can do about it. They're gonna do it. You can sign up to play like sometimes an astronomical amount of ads, like up to 12 minutes per hour. Well, that's a fifth of the time. And then they will give you some undetermined amount of money. You can set it to be automated, so you don't have to worry about it. And then you can just look up and see that your viewers are having a minute of ads every 5 minutes. We have subs on Twitch, ads on Twitch, and bits on Twitch. Bits is just their currency, which they take a cut of when you buy them. And then it's another thing where like you're getting $1 worth of value for $1.10 spent. Now there's two other ones that I'm on the fence about. And I do have a Discord or like a Patreon. Like these are like customized ways to give you cool stuff. I have some ideas, but I would like to add more things to this and maybe make that available. So let me know if there's a Patreon thing. Like it'd be cool to do an AMA session once a month. I've thought about not releasing a book about pitching because I don't think that's a good business model anymore. But like a series of, I don't know, papers. I don't know how to, a blog about all the things that I've learned about pitching and just like stuff that you can actually like use if you're learning. Anything you got? Any ideas? Anyone, you know, in another place where you're getting value and you like it and that you think that I might be able to participate in a different way? Let me know. And then there's Instagram subscriptions. I have no idea what to do with that. So let's quickly touch on the numbers. Monthly, I've been keeping track of my KPIs, key performance indicators, and trying to make more educated decisions on basically like where the views are, where I've been putting things, and then like what kind of return that brings, because I need to know where to be more often if my goal is to then make money in the future. So determining what value each platform does for me is kind of the goal here. So I've been keeping track of it. We have, first, let's start with YouTube, and here's my numbers for the Trevor May Baseball channel for February, because it's the only channel that I actually posted to. So we're not going to include the other two because they don't make any money yet. So I had 223,000 views, which is a good number because I posted a lot more, which is good for about $891. I'll say about $900. That comes out to an RPM in the CPM RPMs in like the $6 to $8 range, which is pretty solid. Like I think that $6 is a good rate, I think, generally. And again, like those things go up when you're in more niche areas, and basically the conversion rate for whatever the ads are work the best. So the better the ads are working, the more money you make, I think. I don't know. It's just a general thing to keep track of, so you know you're kind of hitting the audience, I guess, for the ads that are being put up there. I just wanted to show you that this many views are worth that many dollars on YouTube. Now let's do the same thing for TikTok. Now, for some reason, I can't see the income made on the website, and I also struggle to get the metrics on the website in the way I need to do them, but I think I can sort here, and my numbers came out as follows. In February, I had 882,600 views, almost a million. Almost a TikToker. Over 50,000 likes, 32,000 comments. All these things, you know, are important for getting you into the algorithm. But in terms of income, which I have to go into my phone to find out, estimated rewards of $651 over the last 30 days, 558,300 qualified views at an RPM of $1.16. The qualified views, though, I got a total of, I just mentioned 882,000 views, but only 558,000 of them are qualified. You may notice the difference between your total views and qualified views. Read qualified views to understand possible reasons. I did read it. It's not clear. It's not clear. So that seems arbitrary. They could change it in any way, shape, or form, and I probably would not be able to figure out why, which is something that a lot of TikTok people are complaining about, which, when a company does monetization features and then just changes things constantly and just never includes the people who are benefiting or not benefiting from it in that discussion or really informing them at all, it's usually not a good sign. However, the creativity program beta is something that doesn't need to exist, and that it does. They don't have to do it. I understand that they probably may make more money on the back end, and that's why they're incentivized to do it. But you're going to post fun content, you might as well get a little bit of money for it. So yeah, 880,000 viewers has produced about $650 in a month, which I'm not complaining. But if you're doing the math here, if you're trying to make a living off just getting views, you got to get a lot. And then lastly, we have Twitch. Let's go check our metrics there. So in February, I have a revenue of $656.17. That is 30 hours streamed. I tend to shoot for about 40 hours streamed a month, so I streamed a little bit less too. But my subscriptions were about 150. I haven't really done much recently, just try to increase the sub count. I'm not really focusing on monetizing this much, but it is part of it, and that is the way that you do it. Unfortunately, Amazon keeps changing their policies to reduce the amount of money that the creator gets out of the split just all the time. And for example, recently they have something called Prime Gaming. It's a free sub you get when you have an Amazon subscription, so you can use one free subscription to a creator somewhere and they get the payout, and Amazon basically pays it. But that used to be 70-30, used to be included in your subs, and then it was only 50-50, and then it changed to now the most you can get if you're in, it changes based on the country you're in, but the most you can get is $2.25 per sub, which means that you are getting less than half of the cut for those free subs, which people are like, why are you complaining about that? I understand, the getting money for something for free is nice, but when a company gives you something and then slowly whittles down what they're giving you over and over and over again, you tend to believe that eventually it's going to go away because there's nothing you can do about it. So yeah, it's something that you had and then you don't have now, and you can't count on it. So you constantly have to work more and do more in order to make the same amount of money. And I'm talking about creators that have been there for a long time and that do it full time, and it is their main job. I feel for them with that. That sucks. But, again, if I'm going to play video games, I got to hang out on stream, and there's a little bit of income involved. I'm in a privileged position where I can just enjoy that, but not everyone can. So that's the point I'm trying to make. So those are the three big ones. That's kind of what I'm focusing on with money-wise. That's the kind of income. I don't know if you did the math, but that comes out to about $2,200 in a month. If that were full-time, those are the three things that I depended on from ever, that would come out to 30 grand a year, which isn't enough to live on or pay for food, or that doesn't cover very many bills. But my goal here is to be very, very transparent. I just want to maybe give you context on how if you were trying to do this yourself, or you having an understanding of like people who do it full time, and when they say things like, "Hey guys, I'm sorry I can't give you this anymore because the TOS has changed," or whatever, you kind of know what's going on. So there's nothing to be done about it. I still think it's a viable thing. I just think that there's maybe some misconceptions, and there's some other things that will unveil themselves as they go through the process. But I'm going to keep doing it because it's fun and I'm enjoying it, and I know there is a way. So yeah, let me know in the comments what else you want to know moving forward. That is how it works out to make income as a full-time content creator, at least as far as I know.